a good car wash done at your self-car wash. So if you like me, you live in an apartment complex and you're forced to wash your car, a self-serve car wash like this is the best method that I have found so far to get the best results. I know I've been super disappointed in the past with shitty car wash results. It can be pretty frustrating. I didn't find that many good videos out there, so this is going to be how I do it, and I'm not a detailer or anything like that in any means, so I'm definitely not going to be perfect, but this is how I do my car, and it turns out pretty good, so get right into it. Alright guys, so here are all the products we're going to be using today. We're mainly going to be using Adams Polishes products for most of the wash, excluding Spray Away glass cleaner here. I've been using this for years, guys, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with the brand. It's just great glass cleaner here. Besides that, we're just going to be using super basic things. I do only have one bucket. It would be ideal if you get two for the 2-bucket method, but for this video, we're just going to be using the 1 bucket. And definitely try and get a bucket with this little wash guard down here. This is going to help you when you use a wash mitt, so you can use it to wipe off dirt and debris down there and keep your mitt clean so you're not contaminating and scratching your paint with existing dirt on there. So definitely get a bucket that has one of these wash guards down here. We got some wheel and tire cleaner, obviously the glass cleaner here, and we got some wash and wax, and we have tire shine, and finally for the drying phase we have some detail spray here, which we're going to use for drying, and this stuff really does make a big difference. So just a couple things here. Up top, I just have a basic wash mitt. I have some tire trim foam sponge things, which are good for applying the tire shine here. I got some black ice trees here, and then I use this little wheel cleaner sponge thing here to get in between my wheels. So yeah, this is pretty much everything I'm gonna use in the video, and then everything else I'm just gonna use at the self-car wash. So let's get to it. All right guys, so starting off, the car is very dirty. You can see a bunch of bug splatter on the front of the hood. It might not look so dirty on camera, but I haven't washed it honestly in a couple weeks, and there's just a lot of small things here and there. So it's definitely very in due of a car wash. The first thing I'm gonna mention, which most of you probably know, is never use this thing, guys. This brush here, if you just take a look at it visually, you already know. Some people say you can wash this and still use it, but I would still never use one of these brushes on my cars. They would have scratched it. Who knows what other people could have used on that. So that's a horrible idea to use that on any of your cars. But let's get straight into it. We're gonna put this on pre-soak to start off. You'll notice we have quite a few different options here. Don't worry too much about those. We're really only going to use a couple options here. So let's just start off with pre-soak, and we're going to get the car wet. Also, another really good tip here, guys, use high quality car washes. I know not everybody has access to a high quality car wash, but you know, whatever's closest to you, try and use the best self-serve car wash as possible. But we're just gonna get everything pre-soaked, and this is gonna just help take all of the dirt and grime off it for the next steps that we have here. So ideally, you know, you wanna go top to bottom on the whole car and just get everything covered. And this is really gonna help once we get later into the wash. This is just gonna help everything else go easier, because we're not gonna be using much of the car wash's functions. We have our own products to use here. And you can already see some dirt falling off here. Like I said, this thing hasn't been washed in quite a while. Don't sleep on this, guys. This pre-wash stuff really works. So once we get that, we're gonna go straight into the wheels. So I have this wheel and tire cleaner by Adams Polish, which I already talked about, and I'm just gonna spray all the wheels first, which ideally you could do this first before you even start the machine and get this cleaned, but for this video, I'm just gonna do it like this. Put a generous amount on every wheel here. And ideally, you like to take your wheel cleaner here and just kind of get in between crevices and whatnot. My wheels are already pretty clean, so I'm not gonna do much on them. This really isn't the best wheel brush either. You can definitely find others out there, but I'm just gonna do a quick run on it. You already see some dirt coming off on top. Next, we're going to switch it straight to wash. On here, we're gonna go straight to the rinse. Since we're using our own soap, we're not gonna be using soap of the car wash. Make sure you get all the soap out. It's already in the system, so we still have some pre-soap material here. Alright guys, so next, we're just gonna fill this bucket up with some water here. Add some of this Adams polish, wash and wax here. We're gonna get the car just good. Preferably you'd want to use hot water, but just working with what we have. And when you wash your car, you never want to do swirls. You want to go straight line motions, and ideally top to bottom. Also make sure if you are going to use a mitt or anything like that for your wheels, that you use that obviously separate from the rest of your car, because the wheels will hold, you know, obviously a lot of dirt and contaminants, so you don't want to get that on the rest of your car. You want to put very little pressure on it to prevent swirls, and just kind of let the mat glaze and do the work for you. Stuff I got off the bottom, and then you want to rinse it here. Get all this dirt out of the mat. Once we're done with that, we'll go back to rinse to wash all this soap off. Okay, cool. And we're pretty much done with all the functions that we're gonna need with the car wash here. Alright guys, so the next step here, you're gonna want to use some detail spray to dry this thing off. And trust me, this is gonna make a really big difference. So basically how I was taught to do this, I don't really know if this is right or wrong, so don't quote me on this, but how I've always done this is I've sprayed a certain panel a couple times and then dry it. And you want to do this while this is wet. So spray and dry. And a good rule of thumb is just every panel, you know, 1 or 2 squirts should be plenty. And same idea as well, just straight back and forth motion. Try to avoid doing any swirling motion, as that can scratch your vehicle. So just back and forward, just like this. And make sure, you know, you're using high quality products. Obviously the better you use, the better outcome you'll get. It's a pretty small rag, so it's gonna get dried out pretty quick. So in my case, I brought a couple. Another thing to mention is I specifically recorded this video at nighttime when the sun is least out, because if you do this in the middle of the day, you're gonna notice the sun is gonna give you a lot of watermarks. I'm just gonna continue spraying this, and it will take a little bit of time, but try and dry the whole body of the car, all the panels here. Ideally, you know, do this out of the car bay, but it is night here and recording the video. I want you guys to have good lighting. So I'm gonna be doing it in the bay. A lot of panels to forget about, so just take your time with this part. And you can see it's already looking much better. Obviously the goal of this is to try and keep your car's paint in as good as condition as possible. Alright guys, moving on to the glass. Nothing special here. You just want to dry your glass off as so. Our water. Alright, so we got most of the car pretty dry. Now we're gonna go on to the tire shine. If you've never heard of tire shine, it's basically just a material to make the outside of your tire shine. So we're gonna apply some of this. Also helps it from kind of fading away. The tire material, I'm sure you guys have seen where tires are start to get kind of faded from UV rays and whatnot. So just apply some material to the sponge and just kind of go around the outside of the tire, just like this. Makes the whole car give it a kind of fresher finish. It smells great too. It's another reason to use Adams. It smells like cherries. Extra step there, it makes a big difference. You can already see the car is looking great. So definitely needs some paint correction here and there. By no means perfect, but a lot cleaner than when we started. Finishing up with the windows here. I'm only going to be doing exterior, obviously, for this video. If you guys want to see interior video on how to do your interior from home, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know. So what I like to do is just kind of spray a couple squirts, and same idea, try and go side by side. So the side just like that. You might see some things in there, and that might be from the interior. The mirrors, spray once, side by side. Gonna give it a really nice finish. And I'm just gonna do this for all the windows on the car. Don't skip out on this step because it's very annoying if you have your whole car really clean and then your windows look like shit. And last but not least, headlights. Don't forget the headlights. A little bit of window spray goes a long way. And there we go. Alright guys, so that's going to be pretty much the whole process. How to get your car looking real good and keeping your paint in healthy condition. So let me know what you guys think. But I think this method has worked pretty good. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Not getting into any sort of professional detailing or anything like that. If you're just tired of, you know, taking your car to the car wash and leaving with shitty results, spending too much money, etc. I hope this video helped you out. So yeah.